the body computer, as I call it, at the frequency levels it operates at, with the means, the electromagnetic, electrical, chemical means that it operates in, then you can start changing the way that people operating at that frequency that you're manipulating at think, feel, and everything. Now, this is an interesting point, a really interesting point that you've raised here, because I've been walking around and seeing this for many, many months now. There has been a consciousness change, Alex, very demonstrably among council officials, government officials, people in uniform. No doubt about it, they've become more officious, they've become more robotic in the sense that they can't assess a situation on its merits. It's the law, mate, so I've got to do this and all this stuff. You can tell me about America, but in this country, I've demonstrably seen it in the last year or so. This has got more and more blatant and obvious, where you're literally, mate, talking to robots who cannot function in assessing a situation and reacting to it. They have to approach every situation the same. It's extraordinary. And it's like, I got an email a few days ago, which I posted on my website, which is a classic case. A parent who's just sat her little child, she's having an ice cream on the side of this little fountain, no danger whatsoever in a public place. We've now got safety police in this country who came over and said, well, you've got to take your child off that wall because it's dangerous, which it wasn't. So this is now coming into the
they're getting you trained. They're getting you trained to be minded, to have secret police talking to you, to have them asking what you're doing, putting you in files, controlling you. They're getting normal people who wouldn't have connections to the system, and the police, they're training you. I mean, that they admit the public schools here are prisons. We have government documents to indoctrinate you to be institutionalized on drugs for criminal reasons, psychological reasons. It's all an induction into the system. And, of course, in England and in the U.S., they're now saying you'll have to have a license to have a child. If you hug or kiss your child in public, you'll be arrested. You've got to have certification cards by the Safety Bureau to hug your child or to change their own diaper. Again, this is the state openly destroying the parents, taking the children. They're making their move right now.
Yeah, this is how one major level of what's going on, Alex, in my view. You know when they put rats or mice in these laboratory mazes, and if they go down certain channels in the maze, they get an electrical shock. After a while, the mouse has had so many electric shocks.
Stops moving.
It stops going down there. Now, you can take the electric shock technology away. That mouse will not go down that channel anymore because it's been shocked so much. Now, when you look at the number of times, and my goodness me, it's expanding so fast that we're told what we can do, what we shouldn't do. We're threatened with prosecution. You'll be fined if you do this. Basically, what this is, it's a massive war on the human mind and the human consciousness
to give up.
And human emotion, basically to become subservient. It's a massive version of anything for a quiet life. And what they're building...
And the more we acquiesce, the more they pile on.
Yeah, because what they're building is a society in which they, for the vast majority, they don't have to do anything to keep people in line, because they'll keep people in line like the rat or the mouse.
It's the panopticon. It's the 200-year-old French system of making people think they're surveilled, and then they enforce on themselves.
Yeah, and this brings me to another point. All this surveillance and the tracking and the databases and all this stuff, this is not for the vast majority of people on this planet, because the vast majority of people will fall into that category whereby they will acquiesce through fear or through subservient programming that we've been talking about. All this stuff is for those that don't buy it, that don't fall for it, that hold their own mind and their own consciousness and their own reality, what might be called collectively the dissidents of the system. That's what that's for, to keep track and keep control of them, because these guys are terrified of mavericks. They're terrified of people who aren't terrified of them, and so this is what it's really targeting. Because most people, as in Orwell's 1984, most of the people weren't a problem to Big Brother. It was the dissidents that Big Brother had the control systems in for.
Okay, we're going to go to break for the main network, but David, we're going to talk behind the scenes. Your phone's fine now, so we don't have to switch over. Stay right there. We're going to talk behind the scenes for the PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and the folks listening to the exclusive streams at Infowars.com. For everybody else, we'll be right back in just 3 minutes. You want to hear this? Go to the Infowars.com exclusive streams or PrisonPlanet.com streams. We'll be right back. Okay, David, I don't want to put you on the spot here with all the viewers watching. Do you absolutely have to go at the bottom of the next hour, or could you do another 10-minute segment, maybe to 45 after with me? Because I do.
Okay, let's do that then.
Oh, you're just awesome. You're just awesome. This is going so well. Listen, in the time we've got, I really, because I've seen you only do a few of these talks, you're so good at covering, and I do the same thing. I get stuck in one sector of it because your knowledge is so large. Can we go big picture? I know you're giving people individual personal experience, and I know that's so important, but I want to get your big picture. Like 10 years ago, you said this is going to happen A to Z. It happened. I want to hear you do another A to Z. I mean, I know you want to back up each point you make and give examples. We can come back and do that if you want. It's just I want you to give me your vision, your understanding, your wide spectrum analysis, which I really respect. In hindsight, a prophet, I don't mean literally, but a prophet's proven if his prophecies come true, what your forecast is if they win or if we don't resist them enough versus the forecast if people get out of their box, get out of their comfort space and fight back.
Okay, no problem.
Listen, we'll also plug on the main radio show as we just did, but right now, again, this will be big on the web. Tell me about what you think the one most important book or video is that you have that people watching and listening right now should get.
Well, it's either the latest book, The David Icke Guide to the Global Conspiracy, which is a massive work of dot connecting, pulling together information from a vast range of subjects and basically an amalgamation of the best stuff that I've understood and learned over the last nearly 20 years. And the other one is the DVD from Brixton that's coming out, which is 7 hours, which is another massive work of dot connecting, which people can watch rather than read if they prefer that. But my whole focus really has moved, along with all the other stuff, but has moved to the nature of reality and what it is, because these people understand the nature of reality. That's one of the great mysteries or secrets that they've carried at the time.
And that's their great crime, is that I have a desire, a passionate desire to teach people, to show people, to warn people, to learn more myself, and I can't imagine not wanting to share, not wanting to, and it makes me mad too. I want to know all these mysteries that they know. I want to, see humanity go to the next level, not be suppressed as they're doing it. And I know that frustrates you too as well, David.
Oh, right on to that. But it's the old saying, it's the old principle. If I have knowledge and you don't have knowledge, I have power over you.
It's disgusting.
And so knowledge to them is not to be shared and to be celebrated. It's to be hoarded so it can control those that you keep the knowledge from. And what's happening...
Okay, here we go. Let's talk about that right now, David. David, we're back on the main show. Here we go. Okay, David and I were just talking about how we want to share knowledge, we want to learn more, we want to celebrate knowledge. The elite hoard it, control it. The universities, the military-industrial complex, 90+% of university research, it's all compartmentalized and then sent up to the architects to control it, manipulate it. And David was just now talking about that. Then when we start the next hour, for 45 minutes, he's going to spend with us. He's going to get into the master plan, what they want to build, what their end game is, and how we can stop them. David, finish up with what you were just talking about, how they